Hey, golfing family, this is JC Callaway. Just wanted to share with you guys something that I started doing a few years back when I was following players and working with the players on the APGA tour and a few of the black players that were trying to make it out there. And I actually had created something called a post-game evaluation. And one of the things that helped me was when I would look at the app on the PGAtour.com app. And that's what I'm looking at right now for the Korn Ferry Tour that's taking place in Florida with KAMAUI Johnson and Marcus Bird competed in it. This is the second round of KAMAUI Johnson. He started the day at -6. And we're going to go hole by hole and look at the card and try to analyze and just observe and see how he played to make the cut. The cut was at -5. Unfortunately, Marcus Bird didn't make the cut at -4, and we'll talk about that later. But right now, let's focus on KAMAUI Johnson and see why he's really a good player. He started his second round 6 under after shooting his card into 65 on the first day. Let's look at what he did on the second round. And we're starting off with hole number 1, and it's a par 4. And he got a birdie on that hole. Number 1, 446 yards. We see that he hit his tee shot 319 yards right here at the angle, and he had 143 yards in. I'm not familiar with what clubs he hits at that distance, but he has 143 yards in to the hole on his second shot. And we go here and we can look at the play-by-play on his game. 319 yards to the fairway, 142 yards to the hole, 143 yards to the green, and he knocks it 2 feet 3 inches from the hole, almost knocks it in the hole, and he's in the hole for a birdie. So now he's gone from 6 under to 7 under. One of the things that when you get the look at the PGAtour.com app, you get the View Tourcast, which is really great to look at if you like the 3D look and you like to see what the course layout looks out, what the hole looks like. There you see 446 yard looks like from the side. You can go here and spin it around and look at his tee shot. Now the thing that I notice about KAMAUI is that he is what I call an angle player. And an angle player has to hit the ball really straight. And when I observed and analyzed him at particularly at Bay Hill and then down in Florida, I noticed that he was really putting the ball in play a lot, and that he's what I call a really sharp shooter, which means that he can play angle golf and go in at an angle here and hit it relatively straight or very straight. And that's what you see right here. You see good angle golf, nowhere near that water. Pow, angle. He doesn't put anything on it, so he must be hitting it straight. A draw, he has trouble, possibility of going over here. Of course, a fade or even a push or something is over here. But he's hitting it straight, perfect angle, in perfect position. So we go back here and we zoom out. And we go here to this feature here, this video feature, and we can see it like that. Pow, there he is. Right at the left center. Look at this. Now this is very important to look at right here. because we go back and we look at that right there. This angle where he's coming in at, he's shooting at the hole. I mean, he's going at the hole. That's why I call him a sharpshooter now. And I think his game is where he can go at the hole and try to knock it in the hole. And he knocks it up there. And I think he ends up being like, what do we say, 2 feet away for a tap in. And he goes in and he gets his birdie. So he's now 7, 8 under par after the second hole on round 2. So going to the third hole, we see that he's 2 under for the day, and he's 8 under for the tournament. Go to the third hole, which is a 180-yard par 3, ranked number 2. Hits it straight, 181 yards. 11 feet, 10 inches from the green. So he knocks it 11 feet from 181 yards. So I like to just make a point of something else that I was working on with one player. Was called the scoring zone. And we discussed it and talked about where a scoring zone is. And basically we're talking about a scoring zone is where you can hit the ball in 10 feet. No more than 15 feet. 10 feet is ideal for your scoring zone. And so far, KAMAIU has had 143 yards in, and then he had 160 yards in on the first hole, remember. We can go here and go back and look. And we'll see on the play-by-play, it was actually 143 on the first hole, and on the second hole was 160 yards. So 143 to the pin, 160 yards to the green, and he knocked it 8 feet. So that's definitely a scoring zone from him, 100 to 160 yards. But now looky here, we have a play-by-play where he's 181, and he knocks it 11 feet. Which is just saying that, okay, he's still in the scoring zone. So if we're going to 15 feet from the hole, and he hits it 11 feet, 181 yards, and we're saying, okay, your scoring zone is 115 feet. Oh, excuse me, 15 feet. Now, another person's scoring zone could be 20 feet. I don't suggest that, but for what I'm looking at the high-end pro level, we're talking no more than 15 feet. And ideally 10 feet to be in your scoring zone. So from 181 yards, his putt says a 13-foot putt. All right? It says 11 feet and 10 inches from the hole. So we get that. But what's important here is that from that distance, KAMAIU is so straight, he can try to knock it into the hole. All right? He's accurate. Like I said, he's a sharpshooter. He's throwing darts out there, bullets at the target. Let's go to our tour cast. And we can see what we're talking about here. This is hole number 1, I'm sorry. Yeah, hole number 3, hole number 3. And hole number 3 right here. Par 3, 181 yards. We're all set. So we go here and we look basic, straightaway par 3. And once again, try to zoom it out here. So get that to be out of the way. So there we go. And now you see he's hitting straight, man. He's going at the hole. You know, and I try to teach when I was teaching and coaching. I gotta tell, hey, knock it in the hole from 181 yards. If that's your scoring zone, knock it in the hole. If you can get on that green and you can get to the cup, to the pin, to the hole, why not try to knock it in on purpose? Don't just try to get it close. You know, not too good caddy will say get it close. Good caddy will say knock it in the hole and move out of the way. So let's go to the next hole. Go to the card. And I have to find the card. And here's the card. So he's -2. He's got a par there. Still 8 under. And look at this man here. We go to the third hole. We all know what that circle means, right? Fourth hole, excuse me. Go to the fourth hole. We see he got a birdie. Let's see what he did to get that birdie on a relatively short par 4, 280 yards, 82 yards. We'll go straight to the play-by-play. And we see that he hit 272 yards to the fairway, 29 feet, 9 inches to the hole. Dropped in fairway, must have rolled back 34 feet, 7 inches to the hole. 36 feet. So he had pitch shot, 36 feet to the green. Look what he did. Short game. Now, I would be willing to bet that he should have been trying to pitch that in the hole, too. He's trying to knock it in the hole. The goal, the objective is to get that ball in the hole the least amount of strokes as possible. So every time you look at it, you're trying to knock it in the hole. You're not trying to get it in a circle. You're not trying to get it close. You're trying to knock the ball in the hole. He probably was trying to knock it in the hole, knocked it 4 feet, got his birdie. Do your tour cast, and there it is. Once again, let's go ahead and take a look at what he was doing here. Looks like my computer's freezing up a little bit here. There you go. So we can see it again, right? And we'll see, he's throwing straight at the hole. It's never, he goes to the left a little bit, you know, he hits a draw, he's got to bring the bunkers in play. And it fades it or pushes it, look, it's over here. And I'm not sure how that's sloping, but we can pretty much bet that it's sloping toward that water. So, you know, he's going straight at that hole. And that's what a straight shooter does. That's why I like hitting the ball straight when I was playing back in my day. And I know as a straight, you can play good angle golf and you can go straight at the hole. Boom. So guys who's playing draws and fades, it's good, but going straight at the hole, quickest point is straight. So we look at the cast, tour cast. Let's go. One, boom, there it is. It's presented by PGAtour.com. Boom. Look at that. A little off to the right there. Came up short. I think he hit and then he came back. So now it jumped on me. Left me behind. We're on number 5. He got a birdie on number 4. And now we're at number 5. So we look and he is 9 under with that birdie. So he's 3 under for the day. 9 under for the tournament. He's going into number 5. par 4, he gets a bogey. Let's see what happens. 136 yards from the hole right here. It's a par 4, 404 yards. Ranked team 10. Shot was 291 yards to the fairway, 113 yards to the hole. 113 yards to the hole. Dropped in the fairway, 113 yards to the hole, 136 yards to the primary rough. 67 feet, 9 inches to the hole, 55 feet on the third shot. So something happened here. The putt is 18 feet for a par and 4 inches to the hole. And on the fifth shot, he knocks it in and gets a bogey. So we have to try to understand what's going on here, all right? What happened? What was this shot from here to here? Let's view the tour cast. So something went on. Now this is where you start to say, is this physical? Is this mental? Is this what happened here on this, where he's once again in the middle of the fairway? In the middle of the fairway, where you want to be. Who wouldn't want to play this kind of golf? Here, second shot was long, and then the third shot is back, and there you see it. That's what happened. What happened with this shot right here? This needs to be explained, and in the post-evaluation, game evaluation, we talk about this. I talked about this with the player. The player speaks about it. I just listen to what was going on in the player's mind, and maybe the player can figure out why did he hit this shot right here. But he, you know, he's looking at going, what is it, 4 birdies? He's going for, could be going for a 4th birdie on the back 9. So that's a question that we have to answer. And this is the kind of stuff that will keep a player from making it to the next level or rising up to the top. Good player or not too good players. So anyway, let's keep going. And we're on a different hole now. So I'll stop it and we'll go back. Hole number 5. And now he got a bogey. -2 for the day, and has dropped the stroke, and now he's at -8. So let's go here and look at hole number 6, of course. Moving right along to number 6, par 5, 562 yards, ranked 14. We'll go straight to the play-by-play. 291 yards to native area. 256 yards to the hole, 167 yards to fairway. Second shot, 82 yards to the fairway. On the third shot, fourth shot, 24 feet, 2 inches. So 82 yards to the fairway, 27 feet, 4 inches to the hole. In the hole, got a bogey. So he bogeys a par 5. And we have to understand why he did that. Now, what's going on mentally? What's going on physically? What's going on emotionally? These are the things that I would ask a player once we do the post-game evaluation. I would want to know what's going on physically, mentally, and emotionally. What happened on that hole? And the player would tell me, I don't have a clue what's going on. I wouldn't have a clue what's going on in his mind. And we don't have a clue what's going on in KAMAIU's mind or what's going on with his body. Is he starting to get fatigued? Something's going on. He misses his first fairway from what we see. So we're looking at it here, and it looks as though it's heading to the trap, or it said that it went in to a wasteland or something. One. So he's coming out of here. Let's go back for a minute. Yeah. There's one. Two. It's in the waist area. Two right here. Good shot, right? So, three. Look where he's at. Boom. Four. What happened here? And for the par. So he's short here. So what happened here? For whatever reason, he misses this green. Now here's a guy who's been knocking it up there close from 181 yards, 180, 160 yards, 130. He's been knocking it up there tight. Now all of a sudden he comes up short on that third shot, which was 90 something yards, right? On the third shot, he comes up short. And so we have to wonder why he comes up short on that hole, on that particular shot there. Well, we just have to wonder. And only he can tell us, and we have to hear his reasoning on why that happened. Go back here, and on hole 6, he ends up getting another bogey, and we have to wonder why. Moving right along, now he's -1 for the day. We hear he gets his par. We'll go through the motion here. Get the par 319 yards. Look at play-by-play, 126 yards to the green. 29 feet 4 inches to the hole. The putt is 27 feet. Now he has a 27-footer from 119 yards to 126 yards to the green. And he ends up a putt with 27 feet. So that wouldn't be the best in terms of the scoring zone philosophy, theory, or concept, or whatever we want to call it, or I want to call it, concept. And that is what it is. So he doesn't make that birdie putt, and he ends up getting a bogey on that, a par, excuse me. So let's go back now and move right along to the next hole, which will be number 8. And we're looking at something we're looking at a trend. Now, see, I talk about the ebbs and flows, the up and downs, and the cycles, and working on something called biorhythms, which will be in my next book. Some things that I'll talk about as a concept and as a theory that may help with the psychology of super scoring. And now we have him coming to the par 4, number 8, 420 yards, ranked number 5. Well, we're unable to see the contour or know what the conditions are out there. So look at it here, we'll say 307 yards into the native area. Hit it long, 119 yards to the hole. Penalty. He dropped in the native area 120 to the hole. So he got a penalty stroke on here. 107 yards on the third shot to the hole and ended up 44 feet 5 inches. Fourth shot from 45 feet, 120 yards to the hole. 107 yards to the fairway, 44 feet 5 inches to the hole. 44 feet 5 inches to the green, 2 feet 6 inches to the hole, in the hole for a bogey. Let's look at what the difficulty was. This is a tale of the tape right here. This will tell you the truth of what's happening. So we're looking at what our player is up against and what he's doing out there. And this is not an opinionated. This is obviously a factual thing. And we can see for ourselves. And this is all good. It's all positive because he's out there doing his thing, and he's out there trying. And he has a whole black population on his back as far as he's one of the players that has a black population on his back as far as wanting to see blacks out there on the tour, me included. So he has a lot of pressure, and we see that he must have pulled it, or something's going on here. He must have pulled it and went into the waist area over here and take a penalty. Nobody's perfect, right? Well, there's not much room for error out there. I don't know. The angle of the tee. Now, this is interesting right here. For some high handicap players, and I like course management, and I love course management, and I love talking about course management and strategies and stuff like that. And I want you to take a look at the tee and where he hits it at on the tee and what the angle is on the tee. I think if the tee was here, this tee was set up here, that would be a perfect shot. But the tee is at this angle. So I don't know if he was trying to cut the ball or not. And once again, we would have to ask him if he was trying to cut the ball. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that you guys check your tee markers and see where those angles are. When you get back there, you check and see, because sometimes, and I found this out from courses, golf course superintendents and stuff, and supervisors, maybe the guys who set up the courses, they'll try to trick you. They think it's funny, and they'll put the tee here, and the tee is going straight over there to that water. The tee markers is going pretty much to the water, you know, kind of this angling toward that water a little bit. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, you're like, hey, I don't want to go in that water. And it looks like the water's not in play anyway. The tee markers looked like it was going over this way, and for some reason he went this way. So his angle was off on that one. His angle probably should have been going this way, and he went that way, and we don't know why. If he pulled it, doesn't say if he pulls it or hooked it or anything. So anyway, he gets in here, takes a penalty. The third shot is short. So number 3, number 4 goes up here after he had to take the penalty shot. Number 5, and he gets another bogey, which happens, but we can't have that happening right now when we're really was in the hunt and making a move. So this is the most positive thing. Like I said, you're out there, you competing, it's all good. It's all positive, and And yeah, this is a little critique, and it's just what it is, a critique and evaluation, but it's all good. So now we look at number 9, a par 5, 563 yards, and we see that he got a nice birdie. He came back. That's interesting. After he got the two bogeys, and then he got the par, and then he came back. And you gotta remember, this guy's trying to make the cut out there, man. He's trying to make that cut. You know, that cut is a big deal these days. You know, a lot of our players haven't been making these cuts and getting into those third and fourth rounds to get that check. So he's got a check coming, as we found out. So 318 yards to the fairway, 202 yards to the hole, 205 yards to the fairway, 88 feet 9 inches to the hole, 74 feet 3 inches to the green, 15 feet 1 inch to the hole in the hole. So he's got his birdie right here on this par 5. Beautifully done. Third shot, 74 feet to the green, 15 feet from the hole. Once again, we're talking about a scoring zone. 15 feet. 15 feet. 10 to 15 feet. You're in the scoring zone, and you learn to make these 10 to 15 footers. Learn to make those regularly. Like a good free throw shooter would shoot good free throws, as they always say. Make these. Practice those. 10 to 15 footers. Practice making those. Shot 4 in the hole for the birdie. Moving right along to the tour cast. The tour cast shows. Once again, it's a good angle golfing. This one I thought my computer was acting right. Freezes up. There we go. And go here. Go back. Sweep around to the tee box. You know, this guy is a prolific striker of the ball off the tee. And he went over the traps here. Boom. There it is. Whoop, there it is. Right? That's interesting too. Let's see what the tee box, what the tee markers are. You know, always pay attention to the tee marker. I'm not talking to you guys that are really good and know everything about golf, because I don't know everything about golf. I'm just a golf observer now, ex-coach. But like I said, I love course management and actually pretty good at it. And so, let's see. I practice doing this still. So I'm trying to zoom into the tee markers. All right, this is something that's important that you have to always pay attention to before you just get up and just, swing at the ball. Look at where these tee markers are again. Now, as you see, the tees, in my opinion, I'm going this way. So he knows what he's doing. If he says he's going to go over that trap and cut it off. Now, he doesn't seem like the kind of player that's going to go over water to me like that. But of course, we're looking at this as graphic, so I don't know how accurate it is. I'm sure it is pretty accurate, but he's going to go over water and bunkers here and got away with it. So he knew what he was doing. He knew how far he can hit it, strike it. But I'm just making a point for course management purpose and for us higher handicap players that, course management, look at your tee markers and say, okay, when you go back and do your pre-shot routine and you back up off of it, you look back, come to the back of the ball and look at your tee markers. And what's that black box wasn't up there? I had to work too hard to get it up under here. But let's see. So anyway, come to the back here, look at the tee markers, and you can see that this is the angle you would want to take all the trouble out right here. He went over everything here. As a big player though. So maybe I'm talking little player golf. This is a big pro. This is our pro. Where he's playing this course and knocking the course down for 2 days. Fighting for survival. Fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. Right? The black survivor. Hitting it here. Second shot up here. To the green. Third shot. Boom. 4. Comes back and gets his birdie. Let the cast do the talking. Or the looking. Or the viewing. Boom. Second shot. Boom. Third shot. What's he do? Bam. Hello. 4 times. 4 times a birdie. So now we're going to go on the back 9. I'll pause this. And we'll go to the back 9. Here we go. -1 for the day. So right now, he's at what? -7. As he's going, making the turn, coming in to number 10. And we see the par 5. He gets to 6. And let's see, of course, why he got 6.